You didn't do any laboring, but for yourself. Oh. These women were laboring, and these men were laboring. Working. Not only for themselves, because they had jobs too, but they still took the time, once they finished their job, to put work in this truth. It's very important. Revelation 3 and 5. See, y'all got to come out of this Christian type of mindset. I don't know what kind of mindset you have, but this ain't no easy task to make it to the kingdom. And like I said, it's a time of trouble. It's Jacob's trouble. Straight up, it's our time of trouble. We ain't got no time to be messing around dealing with ignorant beings or people that's really looking at themselves and not really looking at all this work that has to be done. It's a lot of work that has to be done. Revelation 3 and 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. What he's telling us. But you got to overcome. You got to overcome. That's what we have to do. Overcome what? The wiles of the devil. Deceitful people, evil people, people that are not operating in the spirit of the Most High, yet they want to pretend as they are. And you have those that just point blank wicked, that you work with, that you associate with, that are family members, that are point blank wicked. When you know what righteousness is, you tell them you can't do that, you're not supposed to do that. They do it anyway. That's wicked. That's evil. That's why you will be judged by what you have done which is good and what you have done which is evil or bad or wicked. So either righteous or you're wicked. What he's saying. Verse 5 again. Revelation 3 and 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment. And I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. That's what he said he's going to do. That's why we got to go on it. Because you want to make sure that your name is written in the book of life. That's what this is all about. No more, no less. Reaching everlasting life. Reaching everlasting life. Verse 6. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. What the Spirit is telling the children of Israel. Because we're the church. We represent the church. Children of Israel. Not everyone. Look. Go to Acts. Acts 7. And 38, it says, I started at 37. This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel But you got to overcome. The same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit, which is the angel, said unto the churches. Said it unto the 12 tribes of Israel. Jeremiah 17 and 10. Jeremiah 17 and 10. Can I be heard okay on the conference call? All right, go on. Jeremiah 17 and 10. Jeremiah 17 and 10. I, the Most High, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So I look at what you're doing. I'm looking at your works. The rain means whichever way you're going. You know, rain, the bit that you put in a horse's mouth, you can have him go anywhere you want him to go. Same way the Most High say, he's watching everything you do. Everything we do, he's watching the way we go. As the partridge sitteth on eggs, and hatches them not. Sit on the egg, but they don't hatch. So he that giveth riches, and not by right, not in the right way, shall lead them in the midst of his days. So he's going to die in the midst of his days. And at his end, shall he be a fool. He's going to be a fool in the end. It says, a glorious high throne from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. O Most High, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed, and they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Most High, the fountain of living waters. Hear that? Gonna be written right here in the earth, because you have forsaken him. Everyone that hears my voice, you know that the Most High gave us laws, statutes, commandments, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws, and the law of sacrifice. But it was done away with. Mashiach Yahushua died in the sacrificing temple where the priest was rent in half. And was no more sacrificing after that. So we have 4 sets of laws: moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, and ceremonial laws. This day we have those laws. Verse 13. Jeremiah 17:13. O Most High, the hope of Israel, all that forsake thee shall be ashamed. You hear that? Everyone that forsake the Most High. How do you forsake him? By not following his laws, statutes, commandments. Not doing what he's saying, which is the conclusion of the whole matter. Keep the commandments. If you don't, you're forsaking him. And he said you're going to be ashamed. And they that depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the fountain of living waters. Be written right here in the earth. Jeremiah 32 and 16. Jeremiah 32 and 16. Now when I had delivered the evidence of the purchase unto Barak, the son of Neriah, I prayed unto the Most High, saying, against all power. Nobody's getting away with it. He's letting you know that what you have done is what you can expect to get. Point blank. You want to get something out of this, you better be doing something. You better find out what you can do. Because this is no joke. You hear it over and over again. I'm trying to give it to you just the way you need to hear it. Colossians 3:25. Colossians, the 3rd chapter, the 25th verse. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of persons. Because remember, we all going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. He said there's no respect of persons. That's why we got to be doing the right things. We have to, brothers and sisters. You don't have a choice but to do what's right. Ecclesiastes, the 23rd chapter. Ecclesiastes 23 and 19. Ecclesiastes 23 and 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So when people think that they get away with something, they're doing something, remember the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, beholding everything that men are doing. Therefore, it's nothing that you get away with. That's why it says he sees all the secret parts. He sees everything. Ecclesiastes 17 and 15. That's why coming out of the Day of Atonement, we got to look at ourselves and remember these precepts. I hope you're writing them down. I hope you'll go over them yourself to study and show yourself approved to the Most High. Ecclesiastes 17 and 15 in the Apocrypha says, their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. So your ways, everything we do is ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes, because you have the angels that's right here, wherever you are now. Wherever you are, you have angels right there watching everything. Some of you have spirits in you. Hopefully the unclean spirits have come out. But you know, it tells you about the unclean spirit. Else little man came out when you started to change and become a new creature, be born again. And when you actually start to apply this truth in your life, you start thinking about it, you concentrate on this word. You learn what's right from wrong, and then you operate in the truth, in the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. The spirit's got to go. Because the more you be in this word, the more you speak this word, the more the spirit's got to leave. Even when the Mashiach Yahushua, when he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. When Satan, the devil, came to him, he had to leave for a season, because the Mashiach Yahushua kept cutting with the law. He kept cutting with the law. It is written, thou shalt serve the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and only him shall you serve. Satan, he was gone. He come back with something against him. He come back with that word, with that law, he had to leave. And Lord Yahweh. These are examples that we have. We just got to follow. Ecclesiastes 17 and 19. Therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and But you got to know what the laws of the Most High are so you don't sin, so you can be righteous. That's the conclusion of the whole matter. Keep the commandments of the Most High. Matthew 16. Matthew the 16th chapter. And 17. I want 27. Matthew 16 and 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. He's coming in the glory of the Most High with his angels. He's coming with his angels. How many? Hold that. Revelations 9:16. He's coming with his angels. But he's coming in the glory of the Most High with his angels. Revelation 9:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. That's 200 million angels. That he's coming with 200 million. Man. Matthew 16 and 27. For the Son of Man, which is Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior, shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, 200 million of them. And then he shall reward every man according to his works. He will reward every man according to his works. Once again, Jeremiah 11 and 18. Jeremiah 11 and 18. So we got to be doing something. You think you've done enough to make it to the kingdom? And whatever you're doing for yourself, it is not a sacrifice for no one else? You got to think again. It's about Israel. The Most High have no respect for persons, but he have respect to Israel. He said, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am in the midst thereof. And if he's there, he's going to bring the Most High with him. At least the Spirit of the Most High, who's the Spirit, going to be there. And that's what we want. Jeremiah 11 and 18. And the Most High, while my second Shai have given me knowledge of it, and I know it, then thou showest me their doings. But I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter. And I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof, and let us cut him off from the land of the living. Let us kill him and his offspring, that his name may be no more remembered. But O Most High, power of hosts, which is power of armies, that judges righteously, that trieth the reins and the heart, let me see thy vengeance. Let me see thy vengeance on them. Let me see thy vengeance on them. For unto thee have I received my cause. You know where it's cause from.